Welcome back to Storm TV. It's Taya and Meg here, and you may have noticed that we aren't in our usual location because we are at Wndu Channel 16 in South Bend.
We have a wonderful opportunity to interview and film with Trisha, Sloma, and Josh Short. So the first question is, when did you know I want to be in broadcasting?
Well,
Why'd you look at me?
Anyone can answer.
Well, you know what? I think I was always drawn to broadcasting. As a young girl, I was somebody who was a news junkie, and I always liked to watch the news with my family. And watching the evening news with my family, we would often have discussions about what these top news stories were and how it impacted us.
I think for me was growing up on the south side of Chicago, there was always something happening. And so I always wanted to be informed. I remember I watched news so much, my mom used to say, I think that's what's giving you bad dreams. And so after a while, I realized, I do watch the news often. It didn't help that all of my classes at the time in elementary school, we had an assignment that was called a current events assignment. And so 3 times a week, we had to write the top events and talk about them without looking. And so for me, that helped me understand, okay, this is what's going on in the world around me. And from there, it continued to grow. And that fascination and passion for news to today, really, that's what the start of it was, I think.
So what are some things that viewers may not know about broadcasting and anchoring?
TV news stories are written really concisely. They're written very quickly. We're writing in active language. We're writing in conversation style so that it keeps your interest, and it is a discussion, and we want to keep you involved as a viewer.
And it's even with the stuff you're doing now in school. You talk about following directions. We have to follow these instructions here. Everything is listed here for us to do stuff behind the scenes. So if we have a shot right there behind this camera, there's like a screen. It'll say it in here. We got to follow these directions. There are producers in our ear telling us what to do next. We have to follow those directions. When we read everything that's on here, it's more than just reading.
How has social media changed your job?
Oh, I'm going to let Joshua start with that. It really changed his life in a big way.
Yeah, it did. So social media, first of all, that's something that I think is going to change. It's already changed the way we do news and how we tell stories. From Facebook, that's how we promote a lot of the stories that we tell in our newscast. So there was a live shot that David mentioned briefly on Black Friday. And without going into too much detail, the type of live shot that it was just hilarious to some people. And they shared it. And after sharing it so much, it ended up going viral and national. And people saw it beyond South Bend, beyond Michiana. That shocked me. And to this day, it's changed in terms of how many people like my page. And so now, as opposed to sharing, stories on Facebook to 3,000 people, 7,000 people are now impacted by the stories that we tell for Michiana alone. And so,
What are some things that make your show the way it is?
Make it unique?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what makes our show unique is something. I've been with this show for 25 years, and what you see is what you get. And I care about being trustworthy and honest in our reporting, and what you see is what you get.
I think we're all human, and so at the end of the day, we're trying to help you all just like we would help our own family, right?
Right.
All right. Well, thank you. Signing off for LJH News is Meg and Taya.